You know how much buzz there is about all the crazy tech in cars these days?
Yeah.
Well, tons of you have asked for a deep dive into the tools auto techs need to work on all that fancy tech
Absolutely.
and how shops are handling that.
Hmm.
So we dug into some sources, and it's fascinating stuff.
Yeah, some really interesting trends coming out.
For sure. Like, did you know that the cost of tools for auto techs is insane?
Oh, yeah.
One source said a high-end diagnostic scanner can run you over $10,000.
I saw that.
Can you imagine having to buy all that just to do your job?
I mean, that's like
Yeah,
if a doctor had to buy their own MRI machine.
it's crazy. So how are shops dealing with this, this huge cost?
Well, more and more shops are doing these tool reimbursement programs.
Oh, right, I saw that.
Yeah.
Where they help pay for the tools.
Yeah, some cover part of the cost, some do full reimbursement.
So I can see how that would be a huge plus for the techs,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
especially when they're just starting out.
Makes you feel valued right off the bat.
Absolutely.
Huh.
But is there any pushback?
You mean from...
Yeah, like do some people think it should be the mechanic's responsibility?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there are some differing views,
Yeah.
but most of what we saw was really positive.
Okay.
Like the techs appreciate the support,
Mm-hmm.
and for the shops,
Yeah.
it really helps attract and keep good people.
Makes sense. Happy mechanic, happy customers, right?
Exactly.
And, speaking of happy,
Yeah.
I was reading about some tax advantages for these programs.
Oh, yeah. There are some interesting ones.
Can you give us the rundown?
So one source said shops can deduct up to $5,000 each year for tool allowances.
Really?
Yeah. So that's...
That's a pretty good chunk of change.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It can really make a difference for their bottom line.
For sure. And I bet a lot of shop owners are like, wait, what? Sign me up.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
As long as everything's legal, of course.
Of course.
Got to stay on the right side of the IRS.
Always.
So it seems like these reimbursement programs are a win-win for everyone. But, shops are doing even more to stand out.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just about the money anymore.
Right.
Like I saw some stuff about mentorship programs.
Yeah, those are becoming more common.
So experienced techs kind of guide the newbies.
Exactly.
I bet that's super helpful.
Oh, yeah, especially with all the new technology.
Right, because there's a lot to keep up with.
There is.
And shops are also doing wage assessments.
Mm-hmm. To make sure people are getting paid fairly.
Right, based on their skills and how long they've been doing it.
Makes sense.
It's a tight labor market, so they got to offer more than just a paycheck.
They do.
I was also thinking about this whole focus on data
Yeah.
and how AI is changing things.
Oh, yeah. It's fascinating.
I mean, we have the Automotive Technician Wage Analysis, right?
Yeah, the ATWA.
Which basically uses data to show shops how their pay stacks up against others in their area.
Exact.
So they can stay competitive.
Right.
And then there's AI screening resumes and stuff.
To find good candidates.
Yeah, so AI is basically playing matchmaker between mechanics and shops.
In a way.
Pretty cool, huh?
It is.
And there's RFAST too, right?
Yeah, the automotive retail and fixed ops staffing tool.
Okay, so it helps figure out staffing needs and stuff.
And potential skill gaps.
So it's all about making data-driven decisions.
It is.
But at the end of the day, it's still about people, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All these programs and technologies are just tools.
Right. Tools to help shops and techs do their best work.
And we as car owners, we benefit from that when we take our car in for service.
Exactly. Because it means the people working on our cars are well trained.
And they have the right tools.
And hopefully they like their jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we've talked about the shop side of things, but what about the techs themselves?
Oh, right.
Like, are there any tax breaks for them?
Well, some states have things
Okay,
where techs can write off some of their tool expenses,
that makes sense.
but it's not everywhere.
Right.
And the rules vary from state to state.
Taxes. Always so complicated.
Always.
But at least some states are recognizing how much techs are spending
Right.
and trying to help out a little.
Yeah, exactly.
And it shows how things are changing. Cars are getting more complex.
Oh, yeah, way more complex.
And techs need to constantly be learning new stuff.
Constantly.
And that can get pricey.
It can.
So yeah, reimbursement programs are great, but
Yeah.
I'm really interested in all these other ways shops are supporting their techs.
Right.
Like those mentorship programs.
Yeah.
And workshops to help them learn new skills.
Right. It's like they're building this whole support system.
Yeah, it's impressive. Speaking of support, the sources kept mentioning this company, Jess Recruiting.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
What do they do exactly?
So they help auto shops with
Yeah.
their staffing and recruiting. They
Okay.
do like wage analysis, operational improvements, all that stuff.
So they're kind of like consultants for shops,
Yeah, you could say that.
and they're really focused on data-driven solutions.
Mm-hmm. They help shops come up with custom plans that actually work.
Including those tool reimbursement programs.
Right.
So they're like right on top of all these trends,
Yeah, they are.
helping shops stay ahead of the curve.
Exactly.